Hey everybody, we're here at Ray's right now. And the other day I was scrolling through Instagram and I noticed something that seemed pretty cool, and then I looked into it a little bit more and I kind of wanted to talk to the person involved. So I'm here at Ray's with Chelsea Carbonell, Nick Bruce's girlfriend. She's starting up something and there's a bit of a mission behind it and a purpose behind it. And I kind of wanted to talk with her about it a little bit because I thought it was cool and I think that you might think so as well. So first question is, what exactly are you starting up here?
So it's called Radical BMX. In simple terms, it is a clothing brand, but I'm hoping that people can see that it goes a lot deeper than that. I do want it to have a mission. So it's going to be a clothing brand that has limited edition releases. So we'll do a drop maybe every couple of months to start. Every time the drop happens, it'll be around until it sells out. This first one is going to be a smaller quantity than we might do in the future. We're doing 3 pieces to start along with a sticker pack.
So in scrolling on Instagram, I read kind of a little bit of the purpose, but I saw the first pieces in the drop and there's kind of a vibe and a theme behind these first couple pieces. So maybe let's talk about that and then go into a little bit of like the mission and purpose.
So each drop is going to have a different theme. I wanted this first theme to be really dedicated to the local scene, because that's really what got me into BMX. So the local scene for me is Cleveland, Ohio. So I really dedicated each piece to a different park or place in Cleveland that really gives back to the BMX community. So I gave one to Ray's Mountain Bike Park, which is the shirt. So this says meet me at Ray's. This is the place where we all meet up. And then the hat says Cleveland or die. So this is much more general because I wanted this to be for either mountain bikers, BMX, even though it says BMX brand, I wanted it to be for anybody. So even if you don't, maybe you're a skater or a rollerblader, you could still kind of get some use out of this. I don't have a sticker pack with me, but I did dedicate a sticker to Crooked River. It is a concrete skate park that everybody loves. So those are the 3 places I
Picture
chose.
on the screen.
Yeah, awesome, picture on the screen. So I really want to dedicate it to the local scene, but as the collections progress, I want to go deeper into the BMX community and kind of expand to collections that will be broader for people all over.
Cool, and with that, the very first thing that I saw was the fun, be yourself aspect of it, and that's what drew me in and wanted me and made me want to learn more about it, because you talked about, I think, inclusiveness and being yourself and those types of values, and those are important, very important to me, as anyone who watches me knows. So maybe go into that a little bit.
Yes. So the original thoughts, I already had, I love building businesses. I'm a big entrepreneur. I'm also an artist and a creator. So I already had kind of the passion and burn to create something new. And I already kind of knew I wanted to do it maybe in the BMX area. And it kind of came from the idea of I really wanted to buy myself some clothing in BMX. And when I was starting to do that, I realized a lot of the stuff for women, I didn't really love. And that wasn't like shade to anyone. There is some really great stuff in there, but I realized that I wanted stuff that I wanted a lot of the guy stuff. But then I was like, well, I also want to really shop small. I wanted to buy from like a local creator. I just realized what I wanted, I couldn't find. And every time there's something that you want, you can't find, I feel like you should create it. And I also felt like there was not enough female makers in the BMX sector. I wanted to buy from a female. I wanted to put money in a female's pocket. And I realized that I couldn't do that very well either. And so I wanted to make that a reality. But then I realized, okay, if I'm gonna make this mission that is like dominantly towards pushing, the female agenda, I should really start to also push, sorry, we're at Ray's as well. I should also really start to push the agenda of inclusivity for everybody in BMX. So I was like, if I'm doing this for women, I should do it for everybody, because I'm sure there's a ton of people that have the same problem in different ways. So I'm like, okay, if I'm doing the mission, I'm doing it for everybody. So I did a lot of things. I decided I wanted to do, unisex clothing, so clothing that was going to fit everybody, regardless of where you are on any spectrum. I wanted the clothing to appeal to everybody, so it wasn't going to be overly masculine or overly feminine. It was just going to be something that everybody would be pumped to wear. I wanted it to be mostly just about riding, so I wanted it to be just a spectrum for everybody. That answers that part for now.
Yeah, and you mentioned about BMX and the fact that you ride.
Yeah.
Obviously, I see you riding with Nick here all the time, but I also have seen you a lot where he's off and you're still here riding. So like you genuinely are in BMX and now you're starting a company like surrounding bicycles. And I think that's really cool. I don't know where I'm going with that.
I mean, for me, I feel like just where you're going with it, I do have something to say about it. I genuinely care about BMX now, and I also care about the mission statement that I've created. And I think what I'm doing is a very, very small seed that's important to me. And the reason I think that's important, because I think every small step that someone makes in this direction empowers other people to make bigger steps. I have a really good friend. I hope this shouts out to her. She knows exactly who she is. She's going to be a mechanical engineer, and she really wants to go into the biking industry to like design frames and like create frames. I think every time a female or anybody else marginalized feels empowered to go into the BMX scene and do something new, empowers somebody else to do it. So maybe it seems like, oh, making this very small clothing brand in Cleveland, Ohio is such a small thing, but like it's not. Every time someone does this, it might help someone else to create something different in this community or in any other community, and I think that's super important.
And just being yourself is like a very key thing that I talk about on my YouTube channel and just in general with my riding and all of the things that I like to talk about as far as just having fun and being yourself with it and not being scared to just do whatever you want to do with any aspect of life. It feels like it's kind of a similar thing, and just like you're saying, all of these stepping stones, you never know what you might inspire. You might inspire some 8-year-old kid, who knows, and you never know what they might become through these types of things. And I think it's really cool that you're dedicating your time to doing something like this, and that's why I wanted to talk to you, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something that I'm passionate about, and I did want to like put this out there that I'm passionate about this on all across the board. This is something that I've always wanted to do, and I think that if I didn't get to do it in BMX, I would have done it somewhere else, but it just so happens that this is a hobby that I've gotten very passionate about over the last 3 years, and it happens that I do have some resources in it. I do know some people. I've made a lot of really good friends over the last couple years, and I think I just have the time and energy to dedicate to it. And I have a lot of skills. I'm able to do all my own photography. I'm able to do all my own design, all of these things that people would have to pay someone else to do. I'm able to do all of that in-house and then provide all of this to other people. So I think I'm just able to run a really efficient small business. So I'm very excited to do it.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about the mission, the why, the how, and these things. Ultimately, you've had your first drop, and I feel like it's being very well received. So where do things go from here?
So my hope is that after a couple drops, it'll start to be more self-sufficient. You know, I think with all businesses, it takes a little time to get on your feet. But my hope is that as it begins to grow, as I can start to recoup some of the capital that I put into it and I have a little bit more under my belt, I really like to start to do some more philanthropy, some more stuff to give back to the community. Like maybe we can do some collections that raise money for people or raise money for things in the community. Maybe if we're building something for a park in the community, maybe we're expanding something, maybe we're doing something at Ray's, maybe somebody needs our help. Those are some things that we could do. I also would really like to start to work with other female designers in the future so that I'm not the only person having input on this. Maybe also working with other riders so that they could have collections. These are all thoughts that I have, but I do have to be successful first, so that's first and foremost. But I would like the second collection to go towards Women's Weekend, which is coming in February, so that is my next goal.
So with all of that being said, the first drop dropped yesterday being Friday. And where can people find that online?
So it's going to be on my Instagram. It's Radical_BMX. The link is in my bio. I have an online shopping website. It's super easy to use. You just go on, you can, like any other, you can click shop, it'll be shipped right to you. If you are at Ray's and you can find our sticker, it just says Radical, it's somewhere in Ray's, and you do take a picture of it and DM it to us, you will get free shipping. So if you're at Ray's at some point and you find it, do DM us to us.
Hold up, where'd the name come from?
Let's throw it in real quick. Okay, double meaning of the name. I wanted to do something that would mean obviously radical or short for rad, because I feel like that's a cool sticker that you could throw on anything. But I wanted the double meaning to also mean radical, someone that like fights for social change or is interested in making a difference. So I thought that would be a really good meaning, double meaning for the brand.
And I'll add in here too, I feel that projects that have these types of values, or just values in general that are meant to help people and are actually working towards something, are always amazing. So continue. So there it is. You've heard everything behind this, the future plans, the why, the mission statement, and kind of the values behind it. And all of this is why I wanted to talk to Chelsea in the first place, to promote this, because I feel like, how she said, the more things like this that just promote the being yourself aspect of being a person, the better. And I feel BMX has made leaps and bounds of progression over the past few years in this segment, with all of the people and things that have happened and events. I don't know how to say that properly, but you know what I'm talking about. And I think that promoting something like what you're doing can only help that even more, and I think people will be excited about it.
Well, thank you so much. I'm so excited that you let me talk about it, and I hope you guys enjoy the collection.
Check it out. Definitely. Subscribe here if you haven't. Follow Radical BMX on Instagram, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye.